Greetings and welcome to another episode of Superherology, the show that looks at the theology of superheroes, because we believe that when we study them, we can always find our God in action because he speaks to us all the time through everyone, even our favorite superheroes. I'm joined on set again today with my in-house avid Marvel fan, Alexis Grace, because today we are looking at Captain America. So, let me ask you, Alexis, who exactly is Captain America?
So, Captain America actually started off as Steve Rogers, just a scrawny kid from Brooklyn, New York, and he had a multitude of health issues, pretty much everything that you could think of he was dealing with, and it affected his ability to serve in the United States military. Obviously, World War II was going on at the time, and his desire to serve his country, just like his best friend, was really, really strong, to the point where it actually caught the attention of Dr. Abraham Erskine. Dr. Erskine was the developer of the original super soldier serum, and that super soldier serum was something that Dr. Erskine thought that after a period of observation, Steve Rogers was worthy of. He reminds him before he gets the serum that no matter what, he must always remember to be not a perfect soldier, but a good man.
I must begin by mentioning to you that I did hear you use the word scrawny, so I did not read anything into that at all.
Okay, good.
But I think the very fact that he started out as a scrawny kid who was so small he couldn't even get into the military, all that makes me think of is what Incarnation reminds us of. Mm-hmm. The theology of Incarnation reminds us that our God is very much a part of us, and that in us is great potential. Mm-hmm. Because as we all know, when he came out of the device that changed him, the super serum having been injected into him, he reached full human potential. That's what the Incarnation really reminds us. We see in Jesus, who is the Word made flesh, what the human being can achieve. And I think we look at someone like Captain America because we see in him what the human being looks like when they achieve that potential. Mm-hmm. So let me ask you, why do we look at him? Why did you want to talk about and look at Captain America today with all of that in mind?
So the super soldier serum makes someone more of themselves. So Steve was already a good man, and the serum enhanced not only his physical capabilities, but also his potential for good. We see in the movies that his abilities as a leader, his willingness to sacrifice himself, and also just this very strong recognition that his life is not his own. We see all of that, and additionally in the Avengers, he says there's only one God. He has a really strong gift for discernment, and that is really important.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, when I try to look at the theological why, what I really think of is baptism. You know, it's being baptized into the reality of Jesus' life that allows us to reach that full potential. You know, the fact that even in the beginning, I think I heard you say Dr. Erskine told him that it was better to be a good man than a super soldier. I mean, that's really what baptism does for us. It allows us to, I think it was St. Paul that said it helps us conform to the image of Christ. Mm-hmm. You know, it really allows us to remember that everything that we need to face life is given to us at the time of baptism. You know, St. Ignatius, I believe, used to talk about that all the time, that when we're baptized, we are given what we need to reach our full potential, that everything is already there, so that we can be good leaders, so that we can be good listeners, so that we can live with a willingness to sacrifice, which is an awful lot of what the Captain America story really is. Mm-hmm. So, with all of that in mind, what do we do with it? In the 21st century, what do we do with that info that we get from Captain America?
So Hosea 14:9 asks, "Who is wise? He will realize these things. Who is discerning? He will understand them. The ways of the Lord are right. The righteous walk in them, but the rebellious stumble in them." As a righteous man living a life of virtue, Captain America is kind of a model for what it looks like to follow Christ, to follow the morals and ideals of the Christian life. And also, he shows us that we can rely on the Holy Spirit to help purify us and our intentions.
Yeah, in the comic book world, you know, that super serum is what helped him reach that full potential. In the real life world, in a lot of ways, in so many ways, it's baptism and our interaction with Jesus that helps us live that potential. You know, when you look at people, when you hear about some of the sad things going on in the world, there's always an other side to that story. And when you hear people rushing to victims in accidents or disasters, when you hear all these stories about first responders reaching out to those in need, that's truly living the example of life that we see in Jesus.
Yeah.
And that it is better to be a good person than anything else in the whole world. And when we allow ourselves to be the good people that we really are, when we allow that potential to come forward, we really can aid him in his mission to continue to heal and console. You know, and in such a real way, we are reminded that potential is in all of us. And so, as always, let me sign off with the image reminding all of us that when superheroes are properly understood, we come to the realization that we're all called to be superheroes. Until next time. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed Superherology, the show that looks at the theology of superheroes. And if you did, please do subscribe to Catholic TV's YouTube channel and do not be afraid to hit the bell for notification. Remember, every week a new episode, Superherology, right here on the Catholic TV YouTube channel.